G'day, Steel Nation Australia. G'day, Steel Nation Worldwide, and g'day, Steel Nation Universe. Welcome to a Super Bowl matchup, reaction. Not a preview, but the reaction to what happened today and the post game and everything. The Chiefs lose, the Niners lose. Want to talk through, with a few things. What happened today? With the Bengals versus Chiefs, we now have the Bengals will be facing the Rams in the Super Bowl. Joe Burrow versus Matthew Stafford. Right? It's crazy. What I saw today and over the past few, weeks with the wild card, not so much the wild card, but with the divisional and the AFC and the NFC conference, championship games. There are certain things you just like, hang on a minute. What is going on? What is really happening? So I want to start with you first have to congrats, the Bengals and the Rams. They will be in this year's Super Bowl. But are they the best teams? I don't know. Because they're with what happened today, or yesterday's game, as you guys see it, I'll probably put this out in the next 8 hours or so. But as you guys see it, it was the Chiefs were just running over. Absolutely running over the Bengals, right? I believe if I look at the box score, or if I go play by play, it doesn't matter which one I go. But at halftime, it was 21-10. Kansas City was winning 21-10. And at the same time, when they were winning 21-10, they had a chance to go down and kick a field goal with 5 seconds left to go. And, to extend that at least to 24-10. All right. So I want to come to this point first before we get into all the other stuff. Mahomes was on fire. Mahomes ended up being 26 for 39, 275, 3 TDs and 2 interceptions, 4 sacks and a QBR of 40. Pretty poor near the end. Jerick McKinnon, I think it is number 1. He was playing on fire as well. 65 yards, 14 long. He was doing really well. Clyde Edwards-Helaire was playing pretty good. 36 yards, 6 times. Mahomes was running around, couldn't be touched, right? They got 139 yards rushing. Kelsey, Hill, Hardman, McKinnon, all playing fantastic, right? So what happened? What happened to the Kansas City Chiefs? And why were the Bengals so special? Okay. There were fumbles here also. There was a point we'll get to near the end where Mahomes fumbled it and he got it back. And he also had 2 interceptions. All right. So there just seemed to be a lot of, a comedy of errors and very similar to what happened with the Bills. I just find these games very funny. How you can be up by 21 and these coaching calls and these ideas come in from the sideline. And when you go up to be 21-10, 5 seconds to go, kick that field goal. Kick that field goal and go up 24-10. And the margin was 11 points, Some of these things just don't make sense in the NFL. When you start to watch the NFL as long as I have for 20 years, some of these calls need to be questioned. Questioned on the field, question the team. And if you're a Kansas City Chief fan, you've got to feel like absolutely gutted, exactly the same way the Bills were. Because in that game, 21 points were scored on offense. They couldn't be stopped. The Chiefs, if we go through the drives, right? I think I can do it here through the play-by-play. I'm pretty sure. Here we go. So quarter 1, Bengals punted the ball away in the first 3 plays. KC then got a touchdown, 11 plays. Bengals got a field goal. KC got another touchdown, 14-3. Bengals punt away. KC yet again, 8 plays. They're just running over them. They cannot stop them. They cannot do anything. 21-3. You can't stop the Chiefs. You cannot stop the Chiefs. And then the last play was 21-10. The touchdown via the Bengals, 21-10 at halftime. 7 plays, 80 yards, end of the half. KC throws a ball out to Tyreek Hill with no timeouts. The ball was almost a backward lateral. 2 people on Tyreek Hill. He can't get to the end zone. So my question is, at this point of the game, when I'm watching the game, right? When I'm watching the game, what is the big difference from being 21-10 to then having 28-10? Because in reality, it's only a point difference of 4 points. Now, some people out there, and I question everything, right? I do. I question everything. Some people are saying, it's an idea of point shaving that Mahomes understood, and this could be connected to maybe Vegas or something like that. I don't know. All I want to put out there is the thought, because when you're watching the game, you're like, you have to take that field goal. How do you not take that field goal that ends up deciding the end of the match at the very last play? It decides those points that were not put on the board, 24-10, which is 14, 2 touchdowns, has a bigger lead for that organization, that fan base, that crowd, that city is going crazy. And you go to half with 11 and you throw a really bad play call, bad pass as well. Even if the call was a correct call, Mahomes should have thrown that ball into the ground so we get the 1 second, have a chance for a field goal. That didn't happen. What happened was Mahomes threw that football to Tyreek Hill. He caught it. He wasted too much time, couldn't get to the end zone. Boom, half over. They run to half. They're up by 11. They need to be up by 14. I'm just saying, these things are very funny. And then the more you watch this game, and there are a lot of people who actually play the game. I don't play the game. I've just been watching it a long time thinking that is not the right play. That is the exact opposite play that you should be doing. Take the points, 24-10, move on. I'm just saying something a bit weird and crazy about that. Just something to think about. It's not a play that you would normally do. And also, to add insult to injury on that game, KC got the ball in the second half. So if you know you're getting the ball in the second half, why wouldn't you go for the points? If you know you're getting the ball in the second half, that you can possess the ball with a 14-point lead, 2 touchdown lead, or two, whatever, why wouldn't you kick the field goal to go up by 14? Doesn't make any sense. So then what happens is these errors, they continue to keep going and going and going. KC comes out of the half and they do 5 plays and they punt the ball in 2 minutes. It's awful. They were awful. All right. I'm not going to go into if there's any completion. I can't be bothered. But 5 plays, 16 yards, terrible. They punt the ball away. Few punts back and forth, right? 3 punts back and forth. Win the third quarter. 11-play drive. The Bengals go down the field, get a field goal. Now it's 21-13. There's an 8-point difference. All right, you're thinking, all right, you're starting to let this Bengal team back in. 21-13, and it could have easily been 24-13, right? Which is still a pretty big margin, okay? But what happens next after this is something even more comical. Patrick Mahomes comes out in this drive for 7 yards, 40 seconds. He throws an interception, but before he does that, he couldn't throw this ball anywhere. He went flat. Now you're down. Now you're up by 8 points. You may be more pressured to throw the ball, but they're not running the ball as much. They go out there. I think it was 2 plays. My apologies. It was 1 play. This makes it even worse. This makes my point even worse. Jerick McKinnon up the middle to the 32, KC 32, 7 yards. 2nd and 3, Mahomes does a massive pass to Tyreek Hill, and it gets intercepted. So you had this game, you could have ran it, you could have run the ball, or you could have been more safe with the ball. Then what turns over then is intercepted pass. The Bengals have the ball, and it's 13-21. The Bengals then 5 plays later, not even 2 minutes later, go down the field, score a touchdown, and we have a 21-21 game. Right? We have a 21-21 game. That's even more incredible. Okay, that's even more incredible. Then the KC picks it off. KC punts it away. It was 21-20 for a long time. I think if there was even an interception. Oh yeah, that's right. When it was a bad pass from Burrow to Chase and KC also intercepted it at the 47. Mahomes, again, couldn't do anything in 3 plays, and he punts the ball away. Bengals get the ball, go down the field to make it 24-21. And then the last few plays, this is the comical part yet again, okay? The Kansas City Chiefs have the ball. They have the ball going down the field. If I go back to my notes on the play here, 14 plays, 49 yards with 6 minutes to go. They're down by 24-21. They waste 6 minutes to end the game and hopefully maybe get a field goal, but their desire is to get a touchdown. As they tried to get a touchdown, this was one of the worst plays that I have ever seen in my life. And it starts to make me question, what is actually happening with the NFL? There are a lot of people out there saying that it could be rigged, that it could be scripted, that it could have a different narrative driven to it. And I don't know. Okay, I'm not making my decision just yet because I feel like if I make my decision, I will feel like an idiot for watching the Steelers for 20 years. That's my worry. Now, but however, when you watch this game and you see what Mahomes did, what Patrick Mahomes did on that play, he's not a professional athlete. The way we all know how Patrick Mahomes can run around this field and get things open. Patrick Mahomes in that last play for 24-21, when he was about 3rd and 5, or 3rd and 10 away from the goal and about 3rd and 5 from a first down. He backed up. If I read the official stat in that last play, before the field goal, 3rd and goal at the Cincinnati 9. Patrick Mahomes was sacked at the Cincinnati 24 for a minus 15 yards. He then continued to fumble the football, recovered by KC J30 at the Cincinnati 26. So he lost 17 yards. So that is a point, and that is the question that I start to think, hang on a minute. What is going on? How do you put yourself in that position to be 3rd and 9? And you had about, if you watch the tape again, watch the actual play, Mahomes has about 8 to 9 seconds in the pocket. He eventually gets run down by one of the Bengals players, runs around a little bit, then he fumbles the football, and they get lucky enough to get it back and kick a field goal. I'm not saying it's that, but it feels like that. And it's been happening this whole year. And I hope it's not, because I don't know, right? But these things, besides if it is or isn't, what we saw on the field today was terrible. Was actually really bad, offense near the end and bad defense. And some of these plays, you look and go, there's no way that would ever happen in high school, in college, or the professional NFL. That we pay hard-earned money that we get, or a lot of fans pay jerseys and put all their energy into, and you see that product on the field that it doesn't seem a bit right. It's like, how does Mahomes get in that position where he's 9 yards out, 3rd and 9, and he had all day? Now, if that's me or a quarterback who I cheer for, if you can't find anyone open, throw it away and make yourself get a better opportunity for a closer field goal. You fumbled the football. It's not cricket, mate. It's not a good time. Okay. What happened next was he fumbled the football. They get it back. Harrison Butker got a 44-yard field goal. They go to overtime. And this is where it gets really funny again. Because Mahomes and the Chiefs, they scored 3 points in the second half. You score 21 the first, and you fall to bits, and your whole season's over. That's why I find it so funny. I just find it very, very odd. Okay. You win the toss. You get the ball first, and this ends so fast. 3 plays, 0 yards. Mahomes pass incomplete to Robinson. Mahomes pass short, incomplete to Robinson. Mahomes pass intended for Tyreek Hill. That's the one I was talking about. Devon Bell gets tipped up in the air. I think the safety gets it in 5 yards. And then 9 plays later, they run down the field. They score 27-24. So a lot of these things just feel a bit like, a bit on edge. I've been watching this game a long time. And the momentum for me, the Chiefs should have had that game. But I should have had a better chance to be that game because you go and kick that field goal. You're 24-10 at halftime. You get the ball back. You be more safer with the football. You start to run it. You start to build the offense. And even if the other team comes back and scores 2 touchdowns, then the game's a bit more closer than what it was. But the Chiefs just fell to pieces. All right, they just fell to pieces. So that's my full take on the Chiefs, or the Bengals versus Chiefs. Now you may disagree with it, or you may agree with it. I don't know. People are saying there's a lot of. I've been even through Facebook. Some people are saying it is rigged for the Bengals to get there, and some are not. It's all dependent on what you think. I don't know. I just know as a football fan, and for what I've been seeing, how do these collapses happen so easily? How do you not kick that field goal and go up by 14, come out and play good offense the way you've been? And what you showed in the first half, the whole thing collapsed in the second half. That to me is crazy. Like it is just absolutely ludicrous. So yeah, let me take a quick break and I'll go into the next game. All right, welcome back, which I think I just did a cut. So yeah, welcome back to the second part, the 49ers versus Rams. And I just want to say one thing too. Like, I just bring up that question because some of these things don't really feel too right watching the game. And the NFL is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and there's a lot of people gambling on it. There's a lot of things happening. So, that can be in some highlight. There could be ideas where it could just be entertainment. I don't know. So you have to put it out there because what we've seen over the last 6 games, 6 games have been decided by a field goal or a walk-off field goal, and it's had us it's had every single fan on the edge of our chairs. It's very exciting, but you know what I also find exciting? Defense. I find defense exciting. I find as a fan, for me, I find a team winning a game by 13 to 14 to 17 points exciting as well. I've been watching a long time, and I've been watching the Steelers rack up points. I've been watching, a team is down by 10 and they make a crucial mistake, and there's an interception, and the next minute the other team gets up by 17 and they run the game out, and it's more, you're just playing through the motion in the last 6 minutes. I find that exciting. So, it's just even this game, the 49ers versus the Rams, Jimmy Garoppolo, we'll just call him Jimmy. I can't pronounce his last name. Jimmy had 16 for 30, 232, 2 TDs, 1 interception, QBR 71. Not bad, not too bad. Stafford had 31-45, 337, 2 TDs and 1 interception, 2 sacks. Right? Both had an okay game. Now, I thought that Deebo Samuel had a fantastic game. I do like him as a player. I think he's one of the hardest players out there. I think he runs the hardest. I do like how he plays. Mitchell, the running back too, had some good runs. I thought he played pretty good for the 49ers. And Ayuk and Kittle did some things. Ayuk did got targeted 8 times and almost 70 yards. Cooper Kupp and Odell Beckham had a game. Dude, they just went off $140 and $110. Right? But also in this game, it felt like for the whole time it was even, or it was 50-50, or, the 49ers were playing pretty good football. They were running the ball. They were using their receivers. They were at least being competitive to a certain degree, right? Both teams were being very competitive. And at one stage, it was 17-7. And yet again, this is the very familiar territory, 17-7. With, I think, as I go to the play-by-play, right, 17-7 in the third quarter, and let me find out when it changes. So about there must have been about 3 minutes left in the third quarter that it was 17-7, and the Rams run down for a touchdown to make it 17-14. Now, this is the point that the 49ers had been playing okay so far. There had been a missed field goal from the Rams. There had been also a field goal from the 49ers. Pretty back and forth the whole time, right? They get the touchdown. They got 17-7, and then it's 17-14. We have a 3-score game. Pretty back and forth. That's football. That's pretty fun. I didn't see too many problems with that. I thought it was a good game overall. What kind of stuck near the end was, how do you let the team get back into this game? And some would just say, well, Mark, the Rams were better. The Rams were a better team, right? But there was 2 plays that also make me question what is happening with this league, what is happening with these teams, and is there a voice inside their head saying, throw the game or get rid of this? Because the 49ers would also 3 plays, they would go backwards 5 yards with 6 minutes to go. All right. Jimmy Garoppolo passed to Kittle, nothing. 1st and 10, nowhere. Penalty delay a game with 5 yards, 2nd and 15, nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. And then 3rd and 15, they just stalled. It's absolutely stalled. When the game was tied like that, 17-17, he threw it 3 times and they got the delay game, 5 yards. You're 4th and 15, you can't do anything. The ball is then punted for 41 yards. The Rams run down the field, right? They get the field goal, 20-17. All that momentum from the 3rd quarter into almost about the 4th, you have everyone hooked. Everyone's hooked, right? Every 49er fan should be feeling like we have this. We have momentum. All we need to do is get back in this, keep that 17-7 game. They scored it early. That's okay. 17-14. That's fine. That's fine. We can do this, right? And then they tied it. They tied it. The Rams tied it. And they fell to pieces. The 49ers fell to pieces. It's like they couldn't do anything. Like absolutely anything. In the last 3 drives, the 49ers went, let me do my math, 30 yards. 30 yards in 3 drives. Punt, then it was field goal, tie, punt. Rams, 2017. The whole game had changed and the momentum had changed. But I want to bring up one thing where I go, hang on a minute, something's a bit crazy. If you remember, it was about 6 minutes to go, about 9 minutes to go, and Stafford was targeting Cooper Kupp, threw a massive bomb right down the middle, And there was number 3, I don't know his name, I can't remember his name, but he was a safety for the 49ers. He had an absolute sitter. Like I'm talking, when he was catching this Tom Brady flat football, it was coming right into his breadbasket. Like right into his breadbasket. And you watch that play and you go, how did you not catch that ball? Like a 5-year-old could have caught that football. I could have caught that football. A high school player, it was a duck, like it was an air ball, a 5-0 ball. I think you guys, a lot of Americans say 5-0, which means you have 5 seconds to catch, or 5. It's 5-0 hanging in the air, and it's like, oh, here it is. The safety had perfect position to catch that football. Perfect position. He even had enough time to set his feet and get ready. All right. However, if you watch that play, it makes you think a little bit and go, hang on a minute. How did you miss that catch? As it comes down, it knocks off his fingers and double grabs, and it just falls to the ground. And that's an interception that they get the possession back. 17-14. There's 8 minutes to go. You can start to run. He would have maybe run that ball back 30 yards. Who knows? I'm just saying, some of these things, man, it makes it like, what is happening with the NFL? Is the product that I'm watching on the TV that I've loved for 20 years, is it a truthful product? I don't know. Okay. So you take with that what you want. But the thing is, the quality, if the best way I can describe it without saying that it is or isn't, right? That was terrible play. You cannot do that. If you're a safety, that's a sitter. Some will blame him. Some will say, oh, his hands were terrible. No. Rewatch that play. That's a pick that needs to be intercepted, and there is something else that is involved, and I don't know. It's a pick, 100%. It had to be picked off. San Fran gets the ball, 17-14. And I always, in these situations, it's the quality of the game can be affected because, they want the last minute field goal. They want the last minute touchdown. They want 4 seconds left on the clock. Mahomes. They want that so bad. But I just feel for the fan. I really do feel for the fan. I feel for the KC fan that your team had the field goal and you didn't take it. I feel for the 49er fan that you watched Debo and all those fellas play really hard. You played hard football, physical football, what it looked like on the show, on the TV football game for 3 quarters, and then you went and laid a duck egg for 3 drives. I feel bad for the fan because the fan invests so much time and energy and effort to go to the stadium to buy all the jerseys, and then you come out and you play the last 3 drives like that. Terrible offense, terrible play calling, and in some situations when Stafford's throwing that football and it's coming down to you, you have to pick that off. I'm sorry, you have to. And that's what makes me really frustrated with this league and the NFL, because if it is classed as entertainment, and there's been stories out there that it could just be entertainment like the WWE, tell us that it's entertainment and we'll go with it. But if it's meant to be truthful and factual, you can't do that to the fans. You can't. And I will watch because I'm a big fan and I love the NFL and I love the passion. I love like I said, the lore, the history, and I love that. But also, I don't like being duped. I don't like being duped in the way that if it is the other way, I don't like that. And also, this video might annoy some people. That's fine. That's okay. This video might, it might agree with some people too. And that's fine as well. All right. I'm just saying what I feel. And what I feel like is that guy had an interception. He had the interception in his hands. He was 3 or 4 seconds or 3 seconds away. He already knew it was coming. Drop. Jimmy gets chased down in the last 17-20, 1 minute. Dude, there was like 1 minute and 40 seconds to go, one timeout. They come out, they throw a really bad pass to the sideline, incomplete. 2nd and 10, bad pass. It goes minus with 3 yards. I think that might have been the screen to the receiver, Jennings. And then the very last pass, Jimmy played well all game. He played much better than what I thought all game. And that very last drive, he thought, there could be a chance he could actually be competitive and go down the field and let's see what the defense can do. Not that like, the offense is going to stuff up so much that there's no point, right? But let's see if the defense can stop them. The offense is going to be that good, but the defense needs to be greater. We don't seem to get that anymore. So Jimmy, 3rd and 13 from his San Fran 22. He got chased in the pocket. He ran around a little bit. I think it might have been Donald or somebody was on him, right? And even this point, he throws that duck, like absolute duck, to the receiver, who pushes the ball up or it hits his hands. Next minute, the Rams score the interception. Game's over. It just ended so fast. And if you're a San Francisco 49er fan, you had this game going into the 4th quarter up by 17-10, and it all just fell. It just fell. And I feel for that passionate fan that 17-7, there are some coaching calls and some play calls and even some, when that guy dropped the interception, I just feel for you guys because it happens to me too. Maybe I shouldn't get too invested. I don't know. But at the same time, as I saw these games today, both games were decided by 3 points. And like I said, the offense is fun to watch. It really is fun to watch. A big touchdown, But what's even more fun to watch to me is the defense actually showing up and giving a shit and tackling and doing the things they need to do. Right? Pick that ball off and you have a new game. I don't know. Look, I hope you guys enjoyed that content. I did go down, I guess, quote unquote, the conspiracy route, which is are these games fixed or are they not? Now, you can make arguments for both sides. I just hope whatever is the actual truth will come out and it's fine. I enjoy these games so much. And if I get hate in the comments, whatever. That's on you. You can do whatever you want. But I'm just kind of sick of seeing these games come down to the wire when one team or the other team is so far in front, and it just comes down to the wire. We talked about it last week when I was talking about the soft coverage defense with the case. Casey had 13 seconds. Buffalo Bills should have been in the AFC Championship game. Buffalo Bills in that game, 13 seconds, 2 plays, field goal, next minute KC wins. This today didn't happen for them. It was the opposite. They went really well for 21 points and they just fell to pieces. They went, see ya, bye, done. Bengals come back. Now it's Bengals versus the Rams. So, I've been watching a long time, a very long time. I bet you have too. I bet all the fans out there have seen this video. You have been watching the NFL a very long time. And I just think you want to see the best, product on the field. But at the same time, I hope they're not duping us. I really do. I want to see the Steelers be successful, but I want to see a fair game. And some of today's things I didn't really seem too fair. How do you not kick that field goal? Up by 14, 4 to pieces. And the big one, Mahomes, he had 8 seconds. 8 seconds to find a target. No one rushed him. He couldn't. The O-line did their job. No one rushed him. Fell over, fumble, boom, boom, boom. It's a field goal. And to the other game, 49ers versus Rams. 49ers had in my opinion, had more control in that game, more momentum until it all fell to pieces. And in the last 3 drives, they went 30 yards. But in the first 6 to 7, 8 drives, they were killing it. They were actually being competitive and having a go. So, yeah, that's my take on what are we? The AFC Championship and the NFC Championship. So, yeah, if you guys enjoyed that, please let me know in the comments. What do you think? What do you think? I want to know. What do you think about the AFC Championship game? And what do you think about the NFC Championship game? Okay. You may have your thoughts on if it is that certain way or if the defense was just terrible. Or maybe it's all going over my head and maybe that 49er just dropped the ball because he's a crap player and he has no awareness how to pick that ball off. But you don't know. Maybe in that situation that the Mahomes were going for a touchdown and throwing to Tyreek Hill was the best route. Maybe that was the best route for him to get into the end zone, but they had no timeouts, and even near the end, Mahomes tried to call a timeout, and he had no timeouts. How do you not know you have a timeout? I'm just saying, as a fan, there's so many skeptical things. You're like, why'd you do it that way? Why did you put that? But that's one thing, I guess, to wrap it up and say thank you. These things we can't control. These things we cannot control. We cannot control what the NFL does. We cannot control the outcome. We cannot control, anything. We can't control what Mahomes does. We can't control what Stafford does. We can't control if that player who dropped the football. I can't control that. So maybe this needs to be a refresher for me just to enjoy the football and enjoy the NFL for what it is. And as I can't control it, I just need to enjoy the content. Maybe that's the refresher. Take my head out of the game, take my analytical glasses off and say, hey, Mark, it was a great game. Rams won by 20-17. Fantastic game. That's a possibility that I might need to go down if I continue to watch football and do more videos. And hey, Mark, man, look, the Bengals made the Super Bowl. They haven't made it in 30 years. That's another reason that, it was a big upset. Look, there's a side to each coin. There's heads and there's tails. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that video. That was a fun one for me to do. It helped me get a lot off my chest and to see where we are. I guess we broke down the game in all kinds of ways. If you do enjoy that, please subscribe, like. If you don't enjoy it, let me know. Let me know what's going on in the comments. I would love to. This is why I do it. Please comment on the video so I can give feedback and stuff like that. It's good to watch it. Same time, it's good for feedback as well to see how I'm doing. I guess as a content creator and see where I can get better. So yeah, thanks everyone for checking out Steelers Nation Australia. Please leave a like, comment, and sub. All right, as always, here we go, Steelers. Here we go.
Holy dog! This is fucking crazy!